everything was constantly being shrunk and shriveled, and then they would reset a planet, start it all over again, serve the broken emotion system. And so they have ways of shutting down planets, they call it. They wanted to treat planets like computers because they were all really messed up about cryptography and obsessing over data collection and data hoarding in the pagan worlds. There's basically three pagan regions. One was the biggest. It was in the Viking world. The next was Greece because they created a rumor about men enslaving women, which wasn't true. It was more like American Pie. A boy was hazed. He turned it into a space flight American Pie thingy, and basically 16, 18-year-olds were being philanderous, and that was very scandalous back then. So it became a narrative once the data was hidden about it that somehow humanity had gone through a hellish. Someone made up a rumor where some girl wanted a juicy rumor and she made one up to impress her friends when scandalous rumors were popular in her region. So she made up a rumor that it was 30 days or something, or 30, I forget. She made like, it was 2 months and then 1 month cleanup. She took 3 months and turned it like 3 years. And then it jumped and it jumped and it jumped. And they never stopped growing it because the Viking world was falling apart because of copyleft and brothels and grooming gangs. And once they killed the prophets that showed up there, the prophets died. They kept killing prophets. They found ways of growing their horde, what they called it, of vagabonds at the time. And eventually they started serving the occult because they wanted to do anything to keep their one life of flesh sin alive to serve a greater machinery of sin. That's what it is. They realize they're a cog in a wheel of sin, and they're trying to keep that wheel of sin rolling as long as they can. And it's really disgusting. That's all I have to say to them. Because most of them join freely, but they know kind of like certain people in society are going to hurt at some point. So instead of healing those people in society, they pluck them into the cogs of the wheel of sin and send them flinging around as much hell as they can at other people, because we live in a society that doesn't realize how far and below we are what our human potential is, and then also what our technological and civilization potential is, in such a way that these people who run these occult systems or secret societies can look smart and act smart, but they've dumbed and hurt most of the average citizens' bodies, brains, and environment so much that we don't even know our own true potential as a civilization or as individuals, because they can dumb us down with special weapons and special systems of toxicity we're not totally familiar with how good it can be. So how can we even justify that we're being hurt or we're being punished for something we don't understand? You know what I mean? So it's like saying you're in a, I don't know, it's like saying the whole planet's in some sort of like pedo ring house where we're like kids. Most of us are either naive, joined in, or a little bit of both and trying to fight back. So that's really that's what you're left with when you're in one of those gross witch houses or brothels or whatever, or pedophile brothels or sin houses, whatever they call those coven places and all that weird stuff, whether it's men or women. Basically, at the end of it, you realize that you have to break free from it. You have to finally break free from it. And once you do, you realize you have to fight back. And sometimes that's just choosing God as a quanta, and choosing God makes you become a quanteum, whether you like it or not. Your archangels will all protect you of your different lineages and different traditions, and they'll know when you need to do something that's a little bit different. You know, move your shoulder right, and you might save somebody somewhere or do something like that, and that's all it is. Because it's like the butterfly effect 24/7 with the archangels. So the best butterfly effect manager gets to go to the top, and that's all it is, really. So butterfly man. And prophesied by spirit. So prophesied by spirit, yeah, I think I went over this already a little bit. You get to level 30, you start to talk to the sun modules. It's quantum 27, 28, 29, and then 30. At 30, you can modify reality. So you might be able to play with the sun modules if you're quick enough. If you go cleanly into 32 to 37, I'll have to actually let you, or you'll have to talk to God. You won't have a choice, or one of your archangels who's close enough to God to get to kind of know how this butterfly system is going to work. You get to 40, you can really start working on sun modules. Attack vectors, I think it's like around here somewhere, I recommend. But yeah, so that's when you have to deal with demons and people who are totally lost in sin. Spirit by hand, I recommend if you're just starting out with a group of people. If you're in a very dangerous region, I'm sorry to say, I don't know if you're a Nord person or not, but that's where most of the strongest pagans live.